and welcome to another video. So today we're doing a study with me, which I have never done before, so this is pretty exciting. And so Friday afternoon I had a hardcore study session, also a little bit Saturday morning, and so I wanted to film it and bring you guys along with me to give you guys some study motivation, do some voiceovers of what I'm doing, what I'm studying. I do want to preface this by saying this isn't a how to study video, as I am a first semester freshman still, and so I actually am using tips I've learned in other college YouTubers videos. One of my fave girls, Adrienne Hill, she's a senior, she knows her stuff, so I'm trying out some of her tips, and right now I have actually pretty good grades in all my classes. I'm really proud with that. I don't know what the factors coming in are, but I thought what I would do is in a few weeks when I get these test scores back is do an update video on how these methods worked, and I thought that would be interesting. But for now, here's a study with me to hopefully get you guys inspired, and it helped me study to film it. So here we go, let's get started. So since I had so much to get done, I decided to head to my school's library, and they have these study desks where students can sit and not be distracted and get a lot of work done. It is so quiet, guys. That's why I'm doing voiceovers. Even unzipping my bag made a loud noise in the library. This was actually my first time doing this, and I found it really helpful for focusing. Of course, it's very boring, but if your roommates are in the room and they're not in study mode and you need to get in study mode, I found it was perfect for that reason. So basically I looked in my planner and saw what I had to get done, and then I just made one simple to-do list so I didn't have to bring my whole planner and flip through pages of the things I wanted to get done, and pretty much the order I wanted to get them done too, with most urgent at the top. So first I actually worked on a paper. I didn't study. I needed to get a rough draft of a research paper done, and so my process for this paper so far has been first to do an outline of, okay, what is the main point of this paper, and then I went and annotated my sources. And you may be like, well, how can you do that if most of your sources are a website? Evernote, guys. It is my favorite app. I mentioned it in my productivity apps. This is not sponsored. This is what I did this day for my test. I downloaded the website as a PDF, or I took a big screenshot of the article, whatever I needed to do, and then I went through and annotated it digitally to pick out the bits and pieces that I needed for my paper. And I found this was so helpful because a lot of times when I'm looking at a source, I read it and I'm like, oh, this one sentence sounds good. Okay, I'll use it for a quote, but I'm not really understanding the full source. And annotating it like you would a reading as a PDF, or like I said, a screenshot, it helped so much on getting what I needed from each of my sources. So I did that for this English paper. I finished it up. I'm working on the bibliography, formatting it all. Yeah, and I like to type into my outline. So as you can see, this document is like 8 pages long because I had my outline at the top, and then I started working on my paper on the same document, and then I transfer it to a new document once I'm done with the paper. But that way everything is just on one document, and I can scroll up to look at my outline, to look at my sources, and scroll back down to keep writing. So that's what I like to do with my papers. Feels so good to check that first thing off my to-do list. So I actually went out of order here because I wanted to get started on rewriting my health and wellness class notes. I never did this in high school, but I heard a lot of college YouTubers mentioning it. If you have a class where you just need to memorize a bunch of terms and knowledge, to rewrite your notes, because that pen to paper is scientifically proven to help you remember whatever you're writing down better rather than typing it or something like that. And so I did this for all 3 chapters over the week. Obviously, it was a lot to do at one time, so that's why I broke it up between days. I did chapter 3 a few days before. Today I did chapter 4, and then Sunday night I did chapter 5. And so I rewrote my notes a little prettier. I'm not the best at note taking. I don't have the best handwriting. I don't do anything super special. I just rewrote the notes, and instead of being frantic in class, just writing down what the board says, I actually tried to process what the notes were saying, which was actually really good and helped me realize what I didn't know. And then for the stuff that I didn't know, I researched a little bit more. So I would look up some charts, or I'd look up some pictures on what does the cardiorespiratory system actually look like in a body instead of just on paper. And so I looked that up online, and I drew myself a little picture. Don't judge. It actually really helped to color code and further look into the subject I was studying other than just what the teacher said, because sometimes they they think one thing is common knowledge that's not. They just have been teaching about it for a while, so it's common knowledge to them, and that's the kind of stuff that it helps to look up online, look at other people's perspectives.
Nothing's hard, everything is easy with you around. No bombards, everything is easy when you come around. Hold on now. I remember meeting you in a dream, thinking that's the love of my life. Most handsome man I'd ever seen. I said, you must be the love of my life. Hold on now. Nothing's hard, everything is easy with you around. No bombards, everything is easy when you come around. Hold on now. Don't let go. Don't let go of me. Don't let go. Don't let go. Nothing's hard, everything is easy with you around. No bombards, everything is easy when you come around. Hold on now. Hold on now.
So then I was getting a little bit tired of writing, so I just put on some upbeat jazz music. I love upbeat instrumental music. I can't work with lyrics, and so something to give me a little pep in my step. I can write to the beat, that helped. And then once I was done with these notes, I needed to get out of the library. I had been in there for 2 hours, and so I just needed a change of scenery, which I find helps in regaining that motivation and that energy to work. So let's just take a quick moment for how beautiful Belmont's campus is in the fall. Oh my gosh, it was such a pretty and chilly fall day. I was obsessed with the leaves, and it was just such a college vibe. I thought, yes, I am in college in the fall. This is like all the movies.
My favorite song is on repeat. Drinking.
Okay, so I'm back in my dorm, so I feel like I can actually talk to you guys now because the library, is super quiet. I'll probably work here till I'm hungry and want to go to dinner at the caf, but I like sitting on my couch here, our couch in our dorm, when I'm doing work that doesn't involve that much writing. And so I just have readings to do for my humanities class, all about Italian culture, which is really cool. So I'm reading this book about fashion, which is actually interesting. Obviously, this is like a nice book, and with a lot of your books in college, I found since you're renting them, you can't write in them or make notes, even if it's paperback, because you want to return it, which is annoying because in high school I was able to write notes in all the margins of my books. And so what I'm having to do now is get a notebook and take notes on the side. So I'm just going to read through the book and make a few notes that I want to mention in class. So yeah, I'm going to do that next on the to-do list.
Drinking wine until the dawn. No
video for a day of studying with some Five Daughters Bakery donuts. I'm here with Ellie and Grace. Skylar is working, but don't worry. Got you, Skylar. So then Saturday morning, I actually got up and finished my homework because I had big plans for Saturday and Sunday, and I knew I wouldn't want to be working on homework those days. So I got up early and finished the homework. For math, I don't know, I feel it's all just practice along with that research aspect. So a lot of times I find with math teachers, they don't explain or go into detail on how to do one little thing, and so I'll watch videos on it, and then once I learn how to do that one little thing, it'll help me understand the rest of how to do the problem. And so just looking up answers online to figure out if I got it right and how they did it, all of that is good. Also, I feel like such a businesswoman in stats because we use Excel and SPSS and all these functions, and I'm just typing in numbers and making graphs. But yeah, math is definitely not one of my strongest suits, but I haven't hated statistics yet, actually. One other thing I find I need to do at math is do it all at one time. If I try to do half of homework problems one night and then half the next day, I kind of lose my train of focus and that kind of thing. So I try to do all my math homework at one time. And then also I've taken advantage of the tutors my school offers in math. I know it can be intimidating to hire a tutor or to go to your school's tutor if you have one, but I have gone to them twice now before tests, and they have helped tremendously explain things a little bit different than my teacher has in a way that they understood it, as they are student tutors, and it was just great help. So if you're struggling in math, that is what has helped me this semester. I just got done rewriting the last bit of my notes for my wellness class. Today isn't the test. Today, Monday, is actually a review day, so we play a review game, but you're not allowed to use your notes. You're supposed to have some stuff pre-memorized, and so a lot of people going into that don't study beforehand so they can just see what's on the test. But what I found is I try to study the materials, what I did last time, and it worked. I did this last time and it paid off. So what I did was I just studied the material like I was studying like the test was today. I rewrote all the notes. I started doing little Quizlets. I need to do some more Quizlets. And then when I go into the review game, obviously I'm well aware in the review game, and the teacher will like that as well, as what I've noticed, if you come prepared to the game. And then I just write down the stuff I don't know when she asks. And so that's a great way to really focus these next 2 days, tonight and tomorrow, before the test. Really focus on what you don't know so that you got everything. So that's what I'm going to do with this test. I also have a little bit more reading to do. I also need to get this video up. I want to get it up today, but I just don't know if it's going to happen, guys. I'm trying to figure out my video schedule, if I should go to once a week or what. But I want to do an update video maybe after I get some finals and grades back on just how these studying methods worked. But that was this was my study with me video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want more college videos, let me know in the request below. If you watched till the end, let me know. If you studied along, let me know, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Peace out.